Welcome to REMelations. We're your hosts.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Brooke. REMelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams. From nightmares to the just plain bizarre, join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle. This week, we've got a dream from our bestie, Gina, about interviewing nannies, pantless yoga, and thruples.
We also have catnaps about enjoying a delicious cheesecake. The punishment of not getting home before the streetlights come on.
Oh, bad.
Brooke goes back to school shopping in a dream.
Yay!
And I have a little mishap with a seat on an airplane. So you want to stay tuned for that. But stick around because I'm talking about the topic of sensory incorporation in dreams. So things you hear, things you smell, and do they make it into your dreams? And why?
Cool.
All right, bestie, it's time to get started.
Woo! Hi. Your cheekbones look spectacular today.
Oh, my. My cheekbones feel spectacular as well.
Good. Give them some extra plumping today.
So you just pinch the cheeks, get a little red, just a little pinch. That's how you attract the men,
You gotta attract them. Mm-hmm. That's such like
we never know where it's gonna.
No, especially since that's like a 1950s thing. Just pinch your cheeks.
Oh yeah, pinch your cheeks.
Give them a little color.
Bat your eyes.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Mindy.
And yes, hi.
Hi.
I don't know. This is not going so well. I don't know why.
Bat your eyes and what else? Give them a little wink.
Shake your tail feather.
Ooh, tail feather. All right. Well, how about we just get into it?
Let's get into it. Yes.
I've got a great dream from our bestie, Gina, today. So it's always good to hear from you, Gina. This one's kind of a funny one, so hold on.
Okay, I know her dreams, and so I'm ready for a roller coaster.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I dreamed that my parents needed a nanny. Why? I'm not sure since I'm their youngest child and I'm in my 30s, but they needed one. I came across a friend's Facebook post in which they were promoting their prior nanny, whom they no longer needed. The post was about how honest and wonderful the woman was. Sounds okay. So I reached out to the woman and invited her over to meet my parents. She was about 55 years old.
Oh, okay.
The first thing she did upon arrival to my parents' house was pull down her pants and sit on their bed. Mm-hmm.
Definitely a big X through that name, and here's the door.
And making herself at home right away.
Oh,
pretty comfy. Yeah. Pretty comfy.
I like it.
My mom and I exchanged glances. Mm-hmm. As we asked her some typical interview questions, she then proceeded.
Like, why are your pants down? Start with that one.
The typical interview questions. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. She then proceeded to do some pantless yoga poses on the floor.
Okay.
Did you read her resume first? I mean, was this all in the resume? Or, the friend just said wonderful. Honest and wonderful.
Naked yogi, babysitter, nanny, pantless.
For adults or no one.
We're checking all the boxes. Yeah.
Yep. Well, she seems qualified. My mom pulled me into the other room and said, Gina, this is not okay. Nope, I replied. I approached the woman and said, this isn't going to work out.
It's not a good fit.
Okay, she said sheepishly and headed toward the front door. Sensing her embarrassment, I tried to smooth things over by saying, I think the reason my friend recommended you was because you're very honest, and I do find that to be the case. But were you in a three-way relationship with the last couple? Yes, she replied.
Oh.
I said, my parents aren't looking for that. And then I woke up.
No. Yeah, you think you'd...
My parents aren't looking for that.
No, they're not. They're looking for maybe someone to help with the laundry, some light cleaning.
I don't know if you call that
prep.
a nanny, though. That's what, a housekeeper or a...
Yeah.
But I have mixed feelings about the term nanny in my...
Oh, you do?
No, not bad feelings, but the fact that she used nanny specifically, so it wasn't housekeeper.
Right.
Nannies, for instance, I associate, at least hopefully, care and comfort. And, they even said she was wonderful and honest. And is this for Gina's parents to make them feel better? Maybe they think Gina needs a nanny, even though she's in her 30s. And even her friend on Facebook, who she reached out to, didn't really seem like, hey, that's weird. Like, hey, do you need a nanny? Do your parents need it? Well, anyway, got one.
Have you ever seen the Disney? No, this is one that my kids used to watch all the time. The Disney show. God, it was Jessie. Jessie was the name of it.
Oh.
It's like she's a nanny and she's like nannying these rich kids. Of course, you never saw like the parents because they were off like doing things.
Doing fabulous things.
And it's just like, 4 kids that she's got to keep an eye on. So that's like one of those shows that my kids everyone's got that like Disney show growing up. And this is one that they watched constantly. But I am pretty sure that in the show, Jessie never had naked yoga. She didn't take her pants off. I mean, this is Disney. You can't get that. You can't get that crazy. That's what Gina needs. She needs to contact Disney, get a nice, wholesome nanny for mom and dad.
She needs a Jessie.
She needs a Jessie. Oh, hashtag, what does Debbie Ryan dream? Oh, yes. Now my kids would love to know this because, I mean, this was probably like in its heyday, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, so we gotta know. Well, there was a couple spin-offs.
We need to
Spunked
know.
was one of the spin-offs. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no naked yoga.
That works.
No naked yoga there.
No, I'm sure you won't see that on any Disney show.
Not the Disney you can find on the Disney Channel, like dark Disney.
Right.
On the dark
Disney
web.
After Dark.
Ooh,
Disney After Dark.
Naughty. Gina's got it all figured out.
She sure does.
And
Nanny.
Gina's just a fun soul. She's like, my parents might need some help, but let's make
it
her
up a little
super
bit?
naked and fun.
Yeah, super naked and fun is what we're looking for. That's what the ad said. Must know yoga and be super naked and fun. Or actually half naked and fun.
Oh, I thought she was all naked. Oh, just the bottoms.
Just the bottoms. Just pantless.
Now, what kind of yoga poses? I don't know where this might go. You got,
down dog. Oh,
down dog
that's
is kind of.
Oh, what about
warrior? Pretty safe.
Pretty safe. What about what is it? Frog, or where you lean up like on your forearms?
Yes. Oh God.
That's gonna be a bad one.
I'm sure there is naked yoga somewhere.
Oh yeah,
and
it might be more private.
It would probably be fun.
Yeah. The whole pants off thing. One, it's odd because it's just the pants. Sure. Not really sure. I mean, this lady seems pretty free as is, so I don't know why she wouldn't have just like whipped those titties out too. But
the whole thing's out. I mean, if you're gonna do a top or a bottom, usually the top would come first, and then the bottom's a little bit more. I would think.
I think maybe because this was a professional environment, it was an interview, so maybe that wouldn't be appropriate. She just took her pants right down, sat right on the bed. That's the first thing. Gross. That's all I want to say is gross. I'm guessing there's no undies involved either. But
no, in my mind there was none.
In my mind there was none. And I love how they tried to continue the interview process.
Like, okay, that's a beige flag, but we're going to move on. Oh, naked yoga, I think we're going to have to draw the line there.
It does sound interesting, but not what we're looking for. But, I mean, pantless yoga, aren't yoga pants the best part? I mean, they're so comfy and they make your butt look good. Keep them on. Keep them on. But she's really not embarrassed at it, as is what is usually the case when nudity is in dreams. It's usually a stress dream, but God bless her. She has a lot of confidence, and maybe it's more.
And Gina was even felt bad for her at the end. Like,
no,
sorry, it wasn't a good fit.
No,
not like completely creeped out and was like, get the hell out of my house.
No, just
and my
cool.
Get away from my parents.
Pretty cool about it, right? Just really cool about it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So the yoga, the nudity, just like yoga itself, connecting maybe your body and mind, breathing, some kind of stress. But who knows with Gina? That's why we love her. We never know what's going on in that brain of hers. In all the best possible ways, yes. But like as you were saying, when the nanny was leaving, she was cray-cray. But Gina, the lovely person that she is, like you said, was comforting her. So kind of flipped. The nanny was supposed to either be comforting her or her parents, but she ended up having to comfort the nanny. And so, I mean, going through this experience kind of myself more recently, maybe this whole thing is symbolic of the parent-child role flip at some point. We as the children now need to help our parents be a caregiver to them. And so it's kind of like finding a nanny for them is maybe her realizing that switch or that flip is happening in her life.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard when it comes to your parents because we are the younger generation, and societally, parents can be very old school. So is it that Gina's kind of free in her spirit, so she's looking for this caretaker, yet it doesn't jive with what mom and dad want?
They don't want that.
That's that line between what's the younger generation is used to and what the older generation is stuck on.
Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you for that. I love that. But
Yay, nudity. No.
Yay, nudity. It's okay. Love your body. It's okay. Even like my parents have a whole, I think that generation has issues with like body dysmorphia, because that's like what our, like yours and my generation, all we read were magazines and we were told we had to look a certain way. And it's so different now. It's so different now. It's like, love yourself for who you are, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, they're not used to that. Like, so like, it's hard for them to understand new things, but I'm glad they are.
And the whole idea of this throuple.
Thank you. That was going to be my next thing.
Because that's very new age, right? And that's, generationally might be a sticking point for the older generation to understand these different love situations.
Yep.
Traditionally, it's not traditional.
Definitely why she said, I don't think my parents want that. But you're right. The three-way, the throuple, I think it's kind of interesting with the rest of the dream. So I just wanted to kind of talk about threesomes just for a second. X-rated dreams about having sex with multiple partners are less naughty than you may think. Boo! I say boo, but we know that's true.
Live out your fantasies, people.
Yes. All of that sexual action may be a sign that you're feeling the need to be more supported in life, or that there is something missing. If the threesome is female dominant, it's likely that you're missing some form of emotional element in your life. If it's male dominant, it's likely that you're missing physical attention. Either way, this sort of dream signals that it may be worth asking for a little support from your friends and family once in a while, which I think is crazy because the whole dream is about support and family. So,
yeah, is there an explanation for parents and a throuple?
I didn't get that far.
No, didn't read that far down the article.
And I didn't know if I wanted to be honest. But yeah, I just found that very interesting that really literally supports the rest of the dream and kind of the main message of the dream. So I think either way, it's about caring and supporting each other, even if it's in the most bizarre way possible.
And even if it's in an uncomfortable way. That's really what it comes down to, is being uncomfortable, or like some part of it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, vulnerable. So, you have to be vulnerable, you know?
When it comes to helping your parents as they get older too, like you said, you're seeing your parents becoming more vulnerable as they get older. Yeah. And so that caretaking, like you had mentioned, it moves on to the children, and you're just trying to...
And if she's in her 30s, she said she's in her 30s, it could very well be happening. You know, it happens at all different stages. Parents are all different ages, whatever. So who knows? Who knows? But we wish you the best of luck, Gina, as always, and can't wait to hear from you soon.
Thanks, Gina.
Love that chick.
If you want to be like our bestie Gina and share a dream with us, the best way you can do that is going to REMelations.com/support. There's lots of ways you can support the show, from following us on our social media to sharing your dream. Heck, even join our sleepover squad. And all that information's there all you have to do is hit the website, REMelations.com/support, and we appreciate you taking the time to do that.
Very much. Thank you. Thank you. And Mindy, once again, as always, woohoo, lights going off, fireworks, catnap.
Ooh, fireworks. We have fireworks today.
Yes, in studio, which is my living room in Mindy's
I hope they're
basement.
the cold sparks. Yeah.
Yes.
We don't want to set things on fire. That's never good.
No, be safe. Do you have one to get us started, Miss Mindy?
I do. And you're not going to like this one.
Oh.
This one comes from Valerie. Oh, by the way, if you don't like it, head to our merch store because we have I Don't Like It shirts. You're going to want to check out all of that.
Yeah, they're cool.
Oh, you ready? This one is from Valerie from Omaha, Nebraska.
I'm already kind of upset at Valerie, and I don't even know why.
I've had a ton of recurring dreams in my life. Most of them have been pretty obvious meanings or metaphors, but a new one started happening over the past several weeks that makes no sense to me. Ooh. In this dream, I am chewing gum, and it gets stuck in my throat. Ooh. I'm trying to pull it out, but it feels like it's just never ending. It just keeps stretching. It sometimes feels like it's even fused to the inside of my throat. And as I pull it, I feel my throat start to come with it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't like it.
I can understand I don't like it. I can understand most of my recurring dreams about falling, collapsing buildings, or teeth falling out. But this one makes no sense, especially because I haven't chewed gum in maybe 10 years.
Wow.
Ugh. We've had a few of these dreams where something's stuck in the throat. Yeah. It's really interesting to me. Like red threads.
Yeah.
Bugs coming out. Like we've had
just
a gamut.
The feeling of that. Like the lack of oxygen, the fear of not knowing what's happening. Like, oh, I hate those.
Just saying it, you can feel it.
Exactly. You can feel that, like pulling it out and... Yeah. But that shit can happen, at least on TV, because there was an episode of 24 where Jack Bauer like wet a towel and made a guy swallow it until it like fused with his organs and like stomach, and then like the plan was to rip it out. I can't remember if it happened or not, but
that's not very nice.
Ouchie. Well,
yeah, it's gross.
I
hope you have something other than that to share.
Yeah, I do. It's a little different. This is from Karen, and she's from Jupiter, Florida.
Okay.
I'm not religious. I don't go to church or anything, but I dreamt that the churchgoers from the church I went to as a child were all having an orgy to organ hymns. At the end, Jesus appeared, and then I woke up. So short and sweet, but changes the subject a little bit.
It does.
Church orgies, always a good time.
We're back to naked people, though.
We're back to naked people. And you know what? I got to be honest. I feel like how my catnaps today just fell into place. There is kind of like, you'll see when as I, Okay.
Interesting. All right.
Let's see if we can follow along with what is happening.
Okay. All right. I've got one here from Danny, Dani, from Prescott, Arizona. I rarely remember my dreams, but I have had one stuck with me ever since I was about 8 or 9 years old. Mm-hmm. I'm walking home after playing outside until the streetlights came on.
Of course.
And it's time to go home then.
It's the rule.
We don't have cell phones. Just make it home before dark. I walk past a dark alley and suddenly someone starts chasing me with a huge knife.
Oh, this isn't good.
I start running as fast as my little 8-year-old legs will carry me and finally reach my front door. The door is locked because I'm late coming home and my parents thought that locking me out would teach me a lesson.
Oh, no.
No one answers the door. The unknown person with a knife catches up and skins me alive right there on the front porch. He starts with my feet and works his way up, prolonging my death.
Oh, gosh.
I wake up when he's just about to start skinning my midsection.
Eek.
Oh, Danny, were you ever late home after that? Because I don't care if it's a dream or not. I'm making sure my ass is on that front porch before those lights come on.
I'm like there 30 minutes before those lights come on. I'm not fucking around with this. Oh, maybe.
Parents are like, nope, sorry, gotta teach you a lesson. You were late, Missy.
Yeah, and now.
And no ice cream tonight.
No ice cream because there's
don't
no
have a child?
skin and no child. So I don't know.
Oh,
It's sad and
like
disturbing. Okay, well, first we went from, sex in a familiar childhood church. Now we're going to high school a little bit, but still kind of a sex theme. So I don't know why. It's just kind of moving right along. This is another short one.
Okay.
There was a murderer in the high school. Turns out it was some sort of blob monster. And I had the opportunity to save the school by giving it a blowjob. Its dick was massive.
Oh, God.
And then I woke up.
Oh.
Good, because I don't... Oh, sorry. You know what? Did I even say... This is Jocelyn, and she's from Eugene.
Thanks, Jocelyn. Thanks for saving the school.
Well, we don't know. She had the opportunity to save the school, but I mean, if it was that massive, I don't know.
Talk about gums getting stuck in your throat.
Oh, no. You're going to have to check the levels on that one. I saw it shoot up into the red. Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
Yuck.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Okay, moving right along.
Okay, well. This one is from our bestie, Nicole from Florida.
Hi.
One night I had a high... Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
One night I had a high... One night I had a high fever and my mom let me sleep in her bed so she could keep an eye on me better throughout the night. I had a fever dream that night about going to a carnival and eating the best cheesecake I ever had.
Sounds awesome.
I could taste it.
Sounds so good.
I'm just going to sit here for a moment and just enjoy the thought of cheesecake.
What's your cheesecake of choice?
Well, I used to work at the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh,
and
there's
so
too many choices.
There's
too many.
So many cheesecakes.
Oh, gosh.
And so every time I go there, I get the lemon raspberry truffle or the chocolate tuxedo if I'm in a chocolatey mood. But both of them at the same time.
All of them. I'm similar. I like a fruity one. I've never had like a raspberry and lemon or raspberry and lemonade, raspberry and lemon together, but I love that combo. So I think I would die, but I also like a turtley one, like with chocolate and caramel.
Yes.
So again,
Ooh,
if I'm in a chocolate mood or a fruity mood, depends. All good.
I get it. Exactly.
All good.
Bestie, let us know what your favorite cheesecake is. We'll post it in our Facebook group, so let us know.
And you can send us a cheesecake if you'd like.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have a P.O. box.
We do.
It'll stay good for a couple hours.
Yeah. They'll freeze it. They'll freeze it for us.
Yeah. We'll just ask real nice. I'll ask Bill. It's a small little post office. His name's Bill. He's a sweet guy, you know? He's like about 75. Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I've never met him. But I like him.
But I'm sure he's swell.
I'm sure he's swell.
Nicole goes on to say, this dream was so vivid that when I woke up, I had my hand in the position of holding a fork, and I was genuinely shocked to find that my plate of cheesecake had vanished.
Oh.
I began looking under the covers trying to find my missing cheesecake. My mom woke up and asked what I was looking for, and I wailed, my cheesecake! And I began to cry.
I don't blame her.
Ooh, I don't blame her either. Cheesecake's worth crying over.
It is. It is a good piece of cheesecake.
If you can't tell, Bestie, we're recording this around dinner time, so
yeah, we're
hungry.
Like everything sounds good. So I do have a dream from Brooke in Dubuque.
What?
That's me. That's me.
No, it must not be you. It must be another Brooke.
I'm only sharing this one.
I'm sure there's more than one.
This isn't that exciting, but I'm sharing it more for Mindy because I think she'll totally understand.
Okay.
But so we went from, this just so happened the order. So we went from sex in a church to sex in a high school to now just a high school dream. It like kind of just flowed. Okay.
Got it.
I had a dream last night that I was in high school and needed a new folder. Even though it seemed to be my first day, I somehow accessed my real memories to get me around this exact replica in my dream. I had to go see Laverne.
Okay, so for our bestie who doesn't know, our high school had a little bookshop.
I knew you were going to know.
I'll pick this up. We had this little bookshop in our school that was run by this little old lady named Laverne, and she was like old when we were there, and she worked there many years after we had left. So she had to be in her 90s by the time she finished.
Oh, she had to be.
Sweet old lady. She even had this notebook that if you didn't have money, she'd give it to you on credit, pretty much. And she just had this little notebook, the spiral bound notebook, and she'd write your name and 30 cents for a Pop-Tart or whatever you needed.
Gym shorts.
If you let that tab, if you buy your folders there, you could buy pop, anything really you needed. But if you let that tab get too long, she would hunt you down in class
Mindy,
and demand her money.
Did you build up?
Oh man, I used to run up that. Oh, I didn't have much money growing up in high school, so I just put it all on credit at the store with Laverne, and then she gave me the shakedown a couple times and pulled me out of class.
See, I never
then I had
went
to go to
there.
Mom and Dad and be like, I owe $20 to Laverne.
Like, I never went there for anything, I don't think. Plus, it was only open, like, it was weird. Wasn't it, like, just during lunch hour?
Weird school hours, yeah.
Something? It was weird. Okay. But,
yeah, she was open after school for a little bit because I would get my, like, s'mores Pop-Tart and my Mountain Dew, power food for cheering.
Yeah.
For cheerleading practice.
You needed that. You needed that.
Put it on the tab, Laverne.
Put it on the tab. So I go see Laverne. She sold the most amazing 8-pocket folders for our 8-period day. And I was so happy. Do you remember those 8-pocket folders? They were like, what is it called? Bound on the side? Like, what is that? The plastic?
Spiral bound.
But it was that black plastic binding, you know?
Yeah, like binded. Yeah.
Binded. And each folder was a different color. And it was just perfect. And now I really want one.
It was.
And it was just.
I still, I've been looking for them, even for my kids going back to school, and I've never found anything like that.
It's such a good idea.
8-folder thing that Laverne stole. No, I know.
Yeah, she knew. But anyway, I was so happy to get that. And then I woke up. So I was kind of sad because I really wanted to organize it and start putting my stuff in it and drawing on it.
You didn't even have the time to like marker and put your like classes labeled on it.
Oh my God, that's so smart. Yeah. It was the best. But I wanted to share
back to
that
school time
with you because I knew you'd remember Laverne and that 8-pocket. I was so excited.
I do. That was the best folder, honestly. If there was awards for folders, Laverne sold the best.
God bless Laverne.
That's really crazy that you shared one of your dreams because I am about to share one of my dreams.
I love it. Yay! I'm so excited. Oh my God.
Again, synchronicities. Like, we did not plan this. It just happened that I and you are reading dreams today.
That's our minds connecting that noise.
That sound, yeah.
That's what that sound was.
That sound, yeah, that's it. Okay. So I typed it up because my notes get a little crazy in the morning. And to let you know, there's a picture.
That was the next thing I was going to ask. You know it.
There's going to be a picture. All right. So this dream I had on June 7th.
Ooh, okay.
It starts Mark and I are boarding a plane. It seems to me that we were going on vacation, although I had no idea where our intended destination was when I boarded the plane.
That's a little nerve-wracking. I'd kind of want to know.
Right. The plane was large, like really large, with a bunch of little rooms. Ooh. The rooms were all adorned with dark mahogany woodwork. There were chandeliers.
It's really fancy.
Archways. winding wood staircases, and even fireplaces.
Wow. I don't know how that works with having to have compressed oxygen, but wow.
It reminded me of an elegant old mansion, like an airplane mansion.
An airplane mansion. I'd live in an airplane mansion.
It was beautiful.
Sounds
Beautiful.
lovely. I bet you were going somewhere international, somewhere delightful.
It's like, what's above first class? It was that.
Oh, God. Platinum, premium, what's a good word?
Platinum class.
Platinum class.
Yeah, I was riding a platinum class. Nice. Well, although it had all this beautiful woodwork, it did still have the same tube shape as a plane. In case you wanted to know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was 4 times as wide as a regular plane with really tall ceilings.
Wow, it was a big boy, huh?
It's like a 949.
It's 1,000. 1,057.
Yes. Platinum class on the 1057. Love it. Bring me my champagne. We walk towards the back of the plane, and I look at our seats. Somehow our seats were not next to each other. And at this point, even Dream Me has an internal dialogue with myself, and it went something like this. That's so unlikely. That's so unlike me to not plan this better. Something seems off. I always make sure to plan these things. Something's weird.
Something is weird because, yes, 100%, you would never be sitting apart from each other.
No. Mm-mm. I would have this planned. Yes. If we could afford 1,097 platinum class, then of course I would have
You can fucking sit next to each other. Yeah.
Yep. But then I realized we were going to Florida.
Oh, come on. In your dream. That's where you go. It's Florida.
It's like, could it go like somewhere internationally beautiful, like Spain? No, we're going to
somewhere
Florida.
you've never been.
I know. And it was only a 3-hour flight, so I guess I can deal with not sitting by Mark.
Well, I wonder how you would ever survive in such horrible, horrible conditions.
Horrible conditions. Mark goes in one direction to find his seat through a wooden archway, and I go into another quote-unquote room, or another room. The plane is about to take off, and I can't find my row.
Oh, no.
But since the flight attendants just announced they're closing the doors, I knew I had to find a seat quick. I figured if I just find an empty seat, that would be fine. And I figured if I can find 2 empty seats together, then Mark can come sit by me after takeoff.
You're still trying to solve this problem?
I'm still planning.
How can I make this work?
I know, right?
I love it.
I find a row with 5 empty seats.
That's lucky.
Bunch of shopping bags on all the seats, but no people.
It's like they were saving them.
I guess.
They were all in the bathroom.
Put your Cartier away, ma'am. So then I looked at the next row, which seemed empty, but upon further inspection, someone was just laying down across multiple seats and taking a nap. So, rude, right? So I go and sit in the row with all the bags.
Okay. What's gonna happen?
I'm on the aisle seat, by the way. The plane takes off, and once in the air, a white woman in her 30s, blonde, walks up to me and tells me I'm sitting in her row. So I do the half stand-up airplane thing so she can like shuffle by me to her seat.
Okay, but where was she during takeoff? Where was she during takeoff? That's not safe. It's the exact
Brooke,
reason.
This is a dream.
This is my Virgo brain going, you went back and found a safe place to sit, but this lady's off walking around during takeoff.
Probably smoking in the bathroom. Who knows?
Smoking in
Don't
the
tamper with those things, people. So even though there are 4 seats with all of her bags on it, she sits directly next to me.
Of course.
Don't like it.
Wait, all 5 of these seats are hers?
Yes.
And she bought 5 airplane seats. Okay, I got it.
On the 1,097. Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She looks annoyed and sits down next to me. The plane then banks and curves, and I can see everything out of the plane's front windshield window.
Oh, nice. It's one of those big open windows up front.
Yeah. You can just see the pilots are there. It's must be pre 9/11, like, or post, I don't know. But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the view out the front window as we fly over hills and mountains and towns. I have no idea where we are in our journey, but we're over a town that seems a little bit odd. There are
Of course you notice that, you're 30,000 feet, but you're like, I got a feeling the town we're over is weird.
Well, let me tell you why it's weird. I see 2 large hills, and the town is nestled in the valley between the hills. On top of the first hill, there was an animatronic man wearing a top hat and waving.
Oh, that's nice. I wave too.
This animatronic man must have been very large for me to see it from the plane.
You think?
And there are multiple different animatronics against the hillside.
Okay.
But the one that stood out to me most was on the other hill, the second hill. It was a large animatronic chicken.
Was it as big as the man waving?
This thing was huge. It must have been at least 100 feet tall on top of the hill.
Oh my God. That's the biggest chicken.
The biggest animatronic chicken ever made.
Did it move smoothly?
Well, it was looking happy and flapping its wings. Little animatronic wings were just looking happy, looking left. He was just happy little
I wonder
chicken.
how this town decided on the chicken and the man as their poster mascots. Animatronics on each hill.
Right. Yep. But I did make a mental note to Google it later, and that I made a note that we should go back and visit that town someday. Because I wanted to see the huge, ginormous chicken in person.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. Like in Calcutta, there's that big, what is it, like a Jesus statue or whatever?
That's in Brazil.
Is that where it is? Brazil? Okay.
Like Rio de Janeiro, I think.
Yes,
it is, right?
That's it. So it's like that, but not
chicken.
stone, animatronic chicken.
And moves. So it moves and it's a chicken.
And it's just flapping its wings. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Love everything about
this. Now, the flight feels beautiful. I am so relaxed. It's a smooth ride. We're swooping and turning. It's just very relaxing. I'm enjoying the whole experience.
What kind of plane is swooping and turning? That just doesn't sound very relaxing. It's supposed to kind of be
a very expensive plane, Brooke.
I guess. It's supposed to be kind of a straight, smooth ride.
Not on the 1097.
No, not on that. I forgot.
Yeah. When all of a sudden, I look to my left and my roommate starts giving me a dirty look.
Okay, I'm not even going to ask any questions because I have questions.
No, go for it.
Once you took off, why didn't you go back to like your little private room and not sit next to this bitchy lady or...
I don't know. I was enjoying the view out the front window.
That's true.
Of course.
That's true. Okay.
And so I just kind of was enjoying the flight regardless.
Love it.
But this girl's a bitch. I decided to ignore the bitch. So I closed my eyes and try to relax and block her out.
Yes.
All of a sudden, my seat starts reclining back like it would in a car.
Okay.
I could even hear the noise as it slowly leans back.
By the way, I'm sorry if people do this, but I hate people that recline their seats back on planes.
I agree.
It goes 2 inches, and those 2 inches make no difference to you sleeping, but all the difference to the person you're leaning into. The tray table comes out, and like you can't move your don't do it, people. It doesn't help you sleep.
I agree.
I promise.
I agree with you. And it comes up in my dream. Hold on. As soon as I reach all the way back, it starts raising me up again. You
are on a ride, aren't
you? And
I'm
like, what the fuck? I search for a button, but I don't see one. How is the seat doing this?
It's animatronic.
Then I slowly Yes. Then I slowly start tipping back again.
It's like it's rocking you slowly.
It goes back as far as it absolutely can go. I'm practically horizontal, and I look up to see the person sitting in the row behind me, and I'm completely horrified this is happening.
Oh, no, that poor person.
I was so worried. I didn't want to be that rude person.
I don't
Even in my
blame
dream,
you.
I didn't want to be that rude reclining seat person.
Dude, were you pressing like the flight attendant button? Like, please, please, please help me.
No, I mean, the ceilings were so high, I wasn't able to reach it if there was one.
I didn't even think about that.
I don't know.
Maybe there weren't even flight attendants. They're like, this is so nice. You guys can figure it out. Just chill for 3 hours and enjoy.
Enjoy. As classical music plays. Behind me is a 40-year-old black woman. She seems surprised, but just laughs. I explained to her I have no idea why this is happening, and my seat seems to be broken, and I'm so sorry. It lifts me back up again. And then back down.
Of course. We knew this problem wasn't going to be solved.
And then up once again.
Oh my God.
This woman just pleasantly smiles at me. I'm glad she wasn't mad, but I still have to stop this nonsense.
Right? Like, I'd laugh the first few times, especially if someone's like, I don't know what's happening. I'd be laughing, but if it didn't stop, I'd be like, I'm not sitting here for 3 hours. 3 hours isn't that long, but I'm not sitting there with this chair.
No.
And I'm sure you probably didn't really want to go up and down for 3 hours either. Maybe if it was a nice, gentle, like, rocking, but not.
No, not like a car seat moving up and down. Anyways, I had to stop this nonsense. I looked to my left, and on my armrest, I see resting her arm is resting bitch face Randall lady with a smirk.
Ugh.
She refuses to move her arm, and I am certain she's the one controlling my seat.
Oh, she is nasty. What a mean...
And then I woke up.
Oh! Damn it. Oh, that was a good one. That was such a good one. Oh,
that was quite the
God.
ride, obviously.
Yeah, you can say that
But
again.
why?
But
Why?
What?
But why?
Well, I guess technically, if we're going to be fair, you are in a seat she purchased. If she bought all 5 of those seats.
Well, maybe, or she could just
I have
be
to
a climb a ladder to hit that call light. I think she's just bitch. She's just mean. At least the woman behind me didn't seem to care. She was just laughing along. She's like, "Oh, whoops."
I'll be like, "Hey, you can go
Could've
take
been
the
much
other
worse.
aisle seat on the other side of bitch. We'll take all her seats."
I should have gone back to Mark's room, but dreams work in weird ways.
You don't know what was happening back there either, though. He could have not had a seat or a seatbelt, and
He couldn't see out the windshield, that's for sure.
That's for sure, unfortunately. I hope you took some pictures for him.
It was beautiful. I did make those notes. I had to go back and visit the Chicken Town.
That's true. That's true.
Chicken Town, animatronic Chicken Town. We gotta go. Cluck, cluck, cluck.
Best song I've ever heard.
That's
Cluck, cluck, cluck.
well, that's probably like their Chamber of Commerce song.
Yeah, they play it whenever.
Tourism board.
Yes, that has to be it. Whenever they gather, that's the song.
Chicken Town, Chicken Town. And that's my dream.
I loved it. Thank you so much for opening your dream journal and sharing it with us. It's always
I forgot to show you a picture. Let me see.
Oh my God.
I almost forgot the picture.
Oh, my
Yes,
God.
and bestie. If you want to see this picture, you got to join our sleepover squad. That's where you get all the behind the scenes videos of our podcast episodes. Yeah, so maybe you can explain this to our besties that are listening on audio. And I'll also post a picture in our sleepover squad, but let's see here.
Okay. So, I see you flying over. The plane is flying over the weird town right above the valley between the hills. And this is perfect because there is a guy on top of one hill with a hat, and I can clearly see he's waving because he's got movement next to his hand. And then on the other top of the hill is the giant chicken, also showing movement with the wings flapping. Perfect. That might be your best drawing yet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now my focus is all
I know, like your focus was off where I think because it was focusing so closely.
Yes.
I love that. I think it was your. You know what's funny? Next time you have a picture like that, don't read the dream. Show me the picture.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Let me try
picture
to like
first. Yes.
make up what I think it's about, and then you can read.
I love that idea. I think if I look backwards here, I think I've got one we could do that for next time.
Okay. It'll be
Yep.
funny.
Okay.
You're like, yep.
Yeah, I got one. I got lots of pictures with my dreams.
Oh, I
don't know
love
why.
it.
I'm not a good artist, but.
But that was great. Thank you. Thank you so much to Gina, as always. Always a wild ride, good or bad. Thank you for submitting your dream. And we also had some amazing capnaps, including one from me and one from Mindy.
Yes, thanks for sharing, Brooke.
Thank you.
Good fun. Okay. So the reason this topic came to me is because yesterday morning, Mark woke up and told me he had this crazy dream, and he didn't want to take the time to fill it out for the podcast. But in short, it starts with a gorilla human. But he comes to the realization that he thinks he heard himself snoring in his dream, and he interpreted it into his dream. So it kind of made a play into his dream. So now he's looking at a man, and he's making these gorilla sounds, which was actually him snoring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about sensory incorporation into dreams.
Oh, okay.
So have you ever been in a dream when all of a sudden there's like a fire alarm going off in your dream and you hear like that beep, beep, and it takes you a minute to realize that the sound is not actually coming from your dream, but it's your alarm going off in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like you have a dream that you're walking down an alley and a dog comes up on the other side of the gate and starts like barking, only to realize it's your own dog barking in real life.
Yeah.
At the Amazon delivery guy, of course.
Always.
Because that's Kingston. He just has to let us know every delivery coming. And then we have, sidebar, we have this one asshole UPS driver that honks at every house he stops at. So you can hear him like 5-10 houses down, like honk, and then he'll like drive the next house.
Why does he
like,
do
honk.
that?
Well, there's no need. And it just drives my dog bonkers.
Don't people typically ring the doorbell? Like if you drop something off, you don't honk in the driveway.
Or you like have like your door cam.
Or something.
You don't have to let me know immediately
honk.
that moment.
No.
Anyhow. Okay.
Poor
Side
Kingston.
gripe. Okay,
He's probably just losing his damn little mind going
every
nuts.
day. Loses a little brain. So again, today we're talking about what's called sensory incorporation into dreams.
Cool.
So you'd think that when we sleep, we're just like cut off from the world. But in fact, our sensory systems are still working and they can be added into our dream world.
So fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, it is so fascinating. So our sleep state is a very peculiar kind of balancing act. On one hand, it's important to protect sleep, so we're not awakened by every noise or light touch.
Sure.
But on the other hand, it's important that sleeping individuals can be responsive enough to the outside world in order to react to stimuli, such as children crying or smoke of a fire or something like that. So our bodies are naturally kind of in this limbo of, is that sound something we need to wake up and be worried about? But most of the time, you're like, we don't want to wake up for every movement of our partner in bed.
Oh my God, this is blowing my mind. Like, how does your brain differentiate? How does it know? Oh, I knew you'd pick a good science one, Mindy. I knew it.
It's been a while. So the earliest notations in literature come from a man named Louis Ferdinand Alfred Murray.
He
was a French scholar, born in 1817. Okay. We'll just call him Alfred Murray going forward.
Yeah, Al.
So Al, good old Al.
Yep.
He's important because his ideas about interpretation of dreams and the effects of external stimuli on dreams predate those of Sigmund Freud.
Yeah, that's kind of unheard
we covered
of.
in a previous episode. And actually, Sigmund Freud mentioned Alfred Murray in his book, Interpretation of Dreams.
Wow.
So this is kind of like the OG.
OG, Al.
Alfred tells a story in his literature about an example of external stimuli working in a dream. So you got to think this is like 1840s about.
Yep.
I'm going to read you an excerpt from this literature. He dreamed of the reign of terror during the French Revolution. This is a dreamer.
Okay.
He found himself summoned before the tribunal and was sentenced to death.
Uh-oh.
In his dream, he was accompanied by an enormous crowd, and he was led to the place of execution. He mounted the scaffold, and the executioner tied him to the plank. It tipped over, and the knife of the guillotine fell. He felt his head severed from its trunk and awakened with terrible anxiety, only to find that the headboard of his bed had fallen on him, and he'd actually been struck in the cervical vertebrae just where the knife of the guillotine would have fallen.
Oh my God! So that created the dream.
His bed just fell.
But I mean, it's like, I just find it interesting too that the alarm can make you dream something, or maybe in your dream, I don't even know how to put my thoughts together. It's just, it's so fascinating to me that he created that whole guillotine just from his bed falling on him. Like, where did that story come from? Like, because he was dreaming it, and I'm blown away by this. I'm just, sorry, continue. I got to form my thoughts here before I speak. I'm just,
you're good.
I'm so excited about this.
So you know how I like to get into my studies. And so it is estimated that if a stimulus is present during REM sleep and a dreamer is awakened and asked about the experience, the success rate of the dream stimuli incorporation into the dream is anywhere between 9 and 87%.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
Right. But again, a lot of things can come into play. How deep in REM sleep are you?
Yeah.
How loud or how strong was the stimuli? So it happens. It can happen very often. It's just one of those things about dreams. We don't know exactly the answer. But there are 3 studies that I want to talk about. One was Nielsen, which was a study done in 1993. Schradell was a study done in 2009. And Solomovona and Carr was a study done in 2017. And I'll put all these in the show notes. In these studies, they all were very similar. So what would happen is they would have someone fall asleep, and once they noticed they were in REM sleep, they would do different things such as put pressure on certain body parts, spraying water on the sleeper, electrical stimulation, rocking the bed which they were sleeping in, and manipulation of limb positions.
Huh. Okay.
I want to sign up for this study. It sounds really fun.
No,
I mean,
I think I'd wake up
maybe not the electrical stimulation part.
It's probably not. It's probably like, like.
Still, I'm up
Do you
water on
think
face.
I mean, you are a mother. I wonder if that affects how you respond to stimuli too. Because are you more sensitive to external stimuli from your dream because you are a mom and you're like, something could be wrong with my kids, and you have that maternal like connection?
It is funny because I do feel that when my kids aren't here, or any of the kids aren't here, and they're at their other parents' house, I do sleep deeper than if I know that they're here. Yeah. I sleep a lot lighter knowing that they're here.
It's a mama. It's a mama for you.
Okay, so I have some examples from these studies I'd like to share and what happened.
Okay.
So the first is, during one of the studies, it was a somatosensory stimulation. Mm-hmm. They inflated a blood pressure cuff on the ankle. Mm-hmm. And the dreamer reported they felt pressure from the cuff, but all of a sudden they thought it was their cat jumping off of them because their cat sleeps on them all the time on their legs.
Oh.
So it was they took it as, it's my cat.
But it still woke them up.
Yes, that one did.
Okay.
This is an example of one, again, where a blood pressure cuff was on an ankle. The dreamer reported, "At first I was flying. There were mountains and mountaintops everywhere. There was snow. And then I found myself on a boat and it was stormy. I was holding on to a prow when the boat was tilting. I could touch the water and suddenly a dolphin took me on my ankle and I was swimming away from it."
A dolphin?
So like the pressure on the ankle from the cuff made them think it was a dolphin that grabbed onto their ankle.
But I mean, come on. A dolphin. I love it.
Yes. And another one, this was where they put sensors on their foot. So it was like taps upon the bottom of their foot that they were experiencing. And this person said they dreamt that people were dancing on a veranda, which also resembled a lighted stage. And he was watching from a little way off as if he was a spectator in the theater. So like the vibrations from the people dancing.
I want to do this to you.
I would do it. I would do it for you. Great.
And I mean, you can try it with me too, but I think it would work a lot better with you.
Next sleepover, Brooke.
Yes. Okay.
So there's two more I wanted to mention. One was an auditory stimulation. So they also said that if a word was said, and we talked about this, we touched on this topic before, but they had said the word Richard to this person while they were sleeping. And in the dreamer reported there was a big sale at a store called Richard's in the center of Edinburgh.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I want to go to the sale at Richard's.
Yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
The last one I want to talk about is an olfactory stimulation. And during this test, someone reported a dream where they were cleaning a toilet that was full of yellow liquid.
I guess it's better than brown liquid.
But yeah, I mean, we talked about it too, about like scents and how they work into your dreams. So this is just a little bit more of a deep dive into it.
Yeah, very interesting.
One explanation for such stimuli incorporation into dreams is that the stimulation produces a micro arousal.
Ooh. How do I get the full arousal?
So for example, it lightly awakens the dreamer so they can perceive it enough, but not enough to wake them up.
God,
thus, the dream continues.
I love this.
But once the mind has already registered a stimulus that does not quite fit within the dream, in order to maintain the dream, the stimulus is recontextualized and now becomes a part of the ongoing narrative.
Our brains are messed up, but so interesting too.
The last part I want to talk about is a topic that I'll be covering upcoming. We asked a couple of our besties for suggestions, and one of our besties had suggested lucid dreaming as a topic, which it's a big topic. So I'm going to get to it.
It's a beast.
Oh, it's a beast. But did you know that there's actually sleep masks marketed for lucid dreaming?
What?
To help you learn how to lucid dream. Yep. So one of them is, and this is not a promo or anything, but I found it on luciditydreammask.com. It's $49.99. It's a mask that you wear when you sleep. And what happens is there's little red lights that appear once you hit REM sleep that will blink in your mask.
Okay.
So when the dreamer realizes there are red lights flashing in their dream, that allows them to become lucid and realizing that part, like, oh, I'm actually dreaming. And from there, they can do whatever they want in a lucid dream.
Oh my God. Did you order one already?
No, but I'm thinking of it.
I thought for sure it'd be something from like Sharper Image or,
Yes.
Brooke Stone.
It could be on it. Yes. Well, maybe see if we can get an affiliate code for that.
Yes, please. I would love to try it.
Oh, me too. One person described this sleep mask as, I was walking along a road with my boss when the whole scene flashed, cueing me that I was dreaming. I mentioned it to him and then flew around a little while to prove it.
What do you think the first thing you would do? Because the first thing I thought of was I would fly. I don't know why.
Definitely fly. No, I'd love to. Yes.
Take off.
Because it's a sensation I think everyone wants to feel.
Yeah. Get places
And then maybe I'd go
faster.
rob a bank. I don't know.
I tried to do like all the things that you can't do, like
I know.
be naughty for a day and then get it out of my system.
Yeah, get it out of your system. So just to wrap up, even in our sleep, our mind is continuously monitoring our environment. It helps us when our children call out for help at night. It helps us if there's a smell of fire or a strange bump in the night that has us worried if there's a break-in.
Mm-hmm.
But when our brain registers it as it not being a threat, it can work its way into our dreams.
So cool.
Yes.
So cool. Yay. I gave you applause.
Thank you. And a lot of that information came from Psychology Today. Nope. Today. It's Psychology Today article.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Today.
A lot of that information came from a Psychology Today article I came across from Dr. Michelle Carr. That was called Sensory Incorporation into Dreams. So, yeah, I'll put the link in the show notes.
Excellent.
Before we move on to Chit Chat, Brooke, a couple pod news things. One, I want to say thank you to our bestie Samantha, who sent us her Naughty 90 Mad Libs from our 90 episode. So thank you. It was hilarious. We're going to send some stickers out to you.
Yay.
Send us a message with your address. We want to get them out. And then we had a YouTube comment. So if you don't know, this podcast is on YouTube as well, just the audio of our podcast. But we did have someone called Mr. Waldo DiBaldo 3208 say, keep up the good work. So thanks. So I'm giving a shout out to Mr. Waldo. Yes.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much, Samantha. You know we love our Mad Libs, and the naughtier the better. So thank you.
It was perfect. Thank you so much. Chit Chat. Chit Chat.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
So I feel like I've been talking a long while. So let me ask you, how was your week?
I just finished my second weekend in a row of weddings, and it was amazing. I mean,
yay.
She was beautiful, and she was so relaxed and just enjoying the moment, and it was a beautiful day.
Love that.
Hot as fuck, but luckily a breeze came through right in the middle of the ceremony.
It's always hard when you're wearing those
bridesmaid
dresses and you're just...
Oh, and the guys had suits on.
Long dresses, right?
Long dresses, and the guys had suits. I'm like, ooh. Mm-hmm. Luckily, it was, just hard. A pretty short ceremony, but we had so much fun, and it was a fun group of people. Everyone was dancing. It was just a blast.
The dance floor.
I know. It was a fun wedding, and I'm so blessed to be part of their day, and I can't thank them enough. And shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Pregler, Sydney and Jeff. Love you.
Congratulations. You know, it's funny because I don't always assume that one partner's taking the other partner's last name anymore, because so many of the couples I've run across, they're older. They might be in their like late 20s, and they've established themselves in a career with a name. Yeah. So I always hate to like say Mr. and Mrs. because I'm like, that's not necessarily how it works anymore these days. Before a wedding, I always send a questionnaire like, are you guys keeping your names? Are you sharing a name? Some people come up with a whole new last name, which I love.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that. Like,
do whatever you want to do.
Mix it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that though, because, you know.
Now, if you were gonna let me ask, if you were gonna get married now, because you haven't been married yet,
I would keep my name. I would keep my name because that's who I am.
40 years you've had that name.
I've had that name.
Hard to change.
Kind of into it by now, but I do find it interesting that like whether you keep your name or change your name or make a mashup name, whatever it is, weddings, as untraditional as they could be or what have you, they still say introducing for the first time.
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Jeff Pregler, and it's still like the guy.
Yeah.
You know, or the Preglers or something, you know, like it's.
I think that depends on the officiant, because I think a lot more these days are like, how do you want to be announced? Because again, not everyone's taking everyone's name.
No, I agree.
Speaking of weddings, I just this weekend shot a 15-and-a-half-hour wedding.
How'd you do, babe? Are you alive?
I am alive. I was practically dead by the time I got home. It was beautiful. It was a Hindu wedding and a Christian wedding. So the groom was Hindu. So in the morning, I started at like 6 a.m. Did the whole Bharat, the whole Hindu ceremony. Beautiful. I mean, culturally, I love seeing all different kinds of weddings. Yeah. So their colors were, there was some red, but lots of pinks involved as well. Very, but colorful. Yeah. And she did the henna the couple days before. They did like a family henna session.
Oh, good.
Nicest couple. They were introduced as doctor and doctor because they're both doctors.
I
love
that. Oh,
I was like,
that's
yeah,
funny.
you go.
Yeah, show off. I love it.
Yeah, show that off. That's a lot of education, a lot of money to get that title. So in the morning was the Hindu ceremony, which I love. And let me take a step back. In like a Catholic ceremony, it's very strict on where the photographer can stand, what they can do, what they can't do, when they can take pictures and when they can't. In a Hindu ceremony, in the experiences I've had, they want the photographer up there on the man lap with everyone, shoes off respectively, of course.
Yeah.
But you're up there and you're a few feet away because they want to make sure you're getting every part of the ceremony.
Isn't that crazy for you?
So culturally, it's very interesting.
I mean, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you probably don't do that many where you're that close. So to like change your whole method and you're like, I don't feel right being up here with you. So it's very interesting, the cultural differences.
I love it. And so then we had a 2.5 hour break in the middle of the day where the bride redid hair and makeup, outfits changes for the full bridal party. And then the second half of the day was the Christian ceremony, which is outside. It was beautiful. Then a full reception after that. It was
good Lord.
The longest wedding I've ever shot, but it
sounds
was
amazing.
Beautiful, beginning to end. It was such. I have the best job. I really do. I get to be with people on the happiest days of their lives. So it was really cool. They were very
nice.
Very sweet couple. So
good.
Yeah, I loved it. I didn't get run over by the horse either, which is also very good.
You did not, or you did?
I did not get run over.
I didn't know if that was supposed to be a good luck sign or no.
No, because the groom came in on
a horse.
And,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
and so
that.
here I am like worried, like this horse was like, of course they have to be very well trained with noise. There's smoke bombs. There's things getting thrown. There's a sword. There's, everyone.
And you had to be up close.
If this horse bucks someone, I'm going to cry. But no, it was very
good.
It
was a good horse.
It was a good horse.
Well, we both had some fantastic weddings. Very different, but beautiful and a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right, Bessie, that's wrapping it up. We want you to do us one favor, and that's to tell your best friend about the show. You can tell your bestie whose wedding you're standing up in or photographing. You can tell your favorite person you would share a whole cheesecake with, because for me that'd be Brooke. We could polish one off.
We could. Let's try it.
Delicious. Okay, next time. You can tell your naked nanny about the podcast, or you can tell that bitch on the airplane who's fucking with your seat. Stop fucking with my seat. But hey, instead of that, let's listen to a podcast. It's called REMelations.
There you go.
Yeah, maybe
turn it
maybe
around a little bit.
Or just tell the person behind you whose lap you're laying in, because she seemed a lot nicer.
Yeah, and she needs to relax a little bit too, so she'd enjoy it.
All right, bestie. Just tell one person. We would appreciate that so much.
Thank you. All right, bestie. Until next week.
Sweet dreams, bitches.
You're the funny one.
I think you're the funny one. You always had me crack. You've always had me crack up.
Well, ditto.
Dits to the O.
Dits to the O.